Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Insurance with the Janet Smart Agency. I'm your host today, Lauren Guerin with Farmers Insurance, and here with me today is our agency owner again, Miss Janet Smart. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Janet, today let's talk about what's going on in the insurance marketplace. It's tightening up. It's happening especially fast for home and auto insurance companies, regardless of what state you're in. The cost of claims has risen in the past 2 years, thus resulting in the carriers having to raise premiums or even pull out of some markets. Let's help our listeners understand that this isn't personal and it's not based on a claim that you may or may not have had. It's just simply the cost of doing business in today's market. Can you elaborate on some things that are going on and maybe how they can combat some of these rate increases?
Absolutely. I think this is a very important topic. A lot of people don't realize and maybe only see snippets on the news, but we're going to see more and more on the news about the insurance companies that are not going to work within certain states because of such severe claims and money paid out that they are losing the profits, and the profits are not to go on big trips around the world, but to pay out future claims. And so what we're seeing, of course, we're seeing wildfires in California. We're seeing hurricanes in the Gulf states, especially Florida. And so, like you had mentioned, a lot of companies are pulling out of those states, or they're putting certain things in place saying we'll only insure if we have the full year's premium at once, no monthly plans, no flexibility with that, because they are trying to run a business and put money back in the insurance bucket to pay for those future claims. And I think one thing that really surprises a lot of people when they call in, they say, why are my rates going up? And I say, well, there's been a lot of claims in the last couple of years, not only in our area of the world, but throughout the entire United States. And they say, well, I don't want to pay for insurance for the people in California. And that's great, but that's not what insurance is. Insurance does take care of people in certain regional areas, but then when times get really tough, we do pay out and assist those out further from our area. So in the past, we've always tried to take care of people, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri. But now with the severe claims, weather, et cetera, that we're having, the catastrophic claims, that's where the money goes faster out of that insurance bucket. So one thing I like to tell people is that lightning strike does cause your insurance to go up when you have a claim. That's a localized incident. A small kitchen fire will make your insurance go up. And people don't realize, they're like, well, that wasn't my fault. Kind of like driving a car, you have the choice whether it's your fault or it's not your fault. And so if insurance pays out on a home insurance claim, it does count and it does make your rates go up. But these catastrophic claims, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, the hail claims, that's what we see. The freezing pipes from extreme low temperatures, these are catastrophic claims. These don't make the customer's rates go up because it is a localized weather event. But
when you have 10 in a row,
yeah, and that does,
it depletes the bucket.
It depletes the bucket. And we're waiting, essentially, when we pay for insurance, we're waiting for our turn to have that catastrophic claim be taken care of. And that's really the big part of it. I will easily say that 10 years ago, I put a roof on a house, 2,000 square foot house, $5,000. Now we're looking at $15,000. So rates have gone up for building supplies, for labor. It is something that's happening, and we can't continue to insure like it's only $5,000 to put a roof on a house. So unfortunately, that causes rates to go up. So it really does help to definitely talk to your agent about your policy annually. And I think that is something to look at. Increase deductibles that people will have to take care of the bigger claims because they can't afford to continue having insurance with that lower deductible. So I really find that I would like to encourage people to talk to their agents, but to look at deductibles as an option, because $5,000 is probably going to become the new norm. Because if you have a roof that's 30 years old and there's a claim from weather, we're going to start seeing, and I have seen companies already start saying, we're going to only cover part of that roof because it was old and it was going to have to be repaired and replaced anyway because it was nearing its end of life. So that's something I've also seen in the industry. So when you do hop around and shop, because people will be shopping, they will potentially find that new policy that's giving them so much annual savings may not be saving them at all. In the next hail claim that we have, that's when they find out they don't have the coverage.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Difficult times remind me to take stock of what's most important. That's why I'm here for you and your family to discuss your insurance options and help you select coverage. With over 14 years of experience as a Farmers agent, I take pride in being able to help you protect the things that matter most. Call me, Janet Smart, at 870-793-5757 to learn more.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
What about, letting your policies lapse?
Oh, yeah, that's a bad idea. So when that happens, you run the risk of you're rated at a higher risk category, which means you're going to pay more for your insurance at that point in time too. So I don't ever recommend doing that. And if they're not only that, but they're becoming stricter with home inspections. So they may be looking at a home with a fine-tooth comb. If there's a lapse, they may see something that's prior damage that you don't even realize you have hail claim. I know, and our adjusters, our inspection teams, they are looking closely. And so companies are doing that. And so it is interesting to see how we are having a more difficult time writing new policies for customers with older homes, or, they may not even realize they have damage. And so that may not be covered because we weren't the company when the last hail claim came through. They have crazy technology that they can now pinpoint who had a hail storm in a certain radius from the weather tracking technology that's out there now. So that's really interesting. Talking to your agent about auto and home, looking for those discounts. If you do have your auto and home together, if you think, well, I'm going to go find my auto insurance somewhere else, you could be leaving money behind, not realizing that you're about to lose a home discount. And so it's really important to look at the full annual picture of your policies when you're shopping. So I know people might say, well, that's really high for my auto, but I'm happy with my home. Well, the minute you take the auto away, the home may have a big jump because you're losing that auto discount. So really important to really look at the coverages you have. Don't skimp on it. But as you shop around, you can lose some valuable coverage. Like I said, even the roof coverage can change, and you don't realize it because you're not a lawyer that sits there and reads through the policy documents.
Right. Another thing I think I heard you mention a little bit about was, small claims. Maybe try to absorb those That way, your rates don't increase and we're not pulling out of that insurance bucket as much.
Absolutely. And that might be, so this is the one that always gets me so fired up, is the ice maker. The very small copper pipe that goes behind your fridge. You have to pull your fridge out, you clean your fridge, you put it back. Over time, that gets kinked. You don't realize you've got a leaking pipe. And then next thing you know, you have a claim. Sometimes that's a really high claim. I know it's happened to me. It was not, luckily, a really high claim. And so I just absorbed it myself instead of filing that claim, started saying, nope, I'm going to take care of the smaller stuff, such as a lightning strike and, a tree coming down. It's different when it comes down and clips the corner of your house versus comes into your house. That's what insurance is for, the big claims, the really big, you can't recover claims. And so I think we're going to see a shift with it being a more catastrophic type policy to cover the big stuff. And so,
well, we are just the agents here for the carriers. We don't make all the rules and everything, and we really don't have control over all of those rates. And so it's just something for customers to keep in mind when they're talking to us. Yeah.
And it is all the industry. It's not just my companies that I work with. It is crazy how I am seeing people come in mad at their current company because they haven't had that conversation with them yet. And so we really try to be proactive in taking care of our customers, especially if they have a mortgage, because that one kind of sneaks up on you. So it is important to watch for those renewals in the mail and see what your policy's doing so that you can talk with your agent to see what you can do to keep your mortgage costs down, because any increase in insurance is going to make your mortgage go up. And that's a huge one that people don't realize. And so unless you're paying that bill monthly or annually, you don't realize what's happening behind the scenes. So really watch out for that.
Gotcha. Well, thank you very much. We hope that we have explained a little bit about what's going on in the insurance marketplace today. If you have any insurance needs, please contact us at Janet Smart Agency, 870-793-5757. Janet, I thank you for your expertise today on this. Thank you for being here. Janet Smart Agency, the smart choice for insurance.